The new college football playoff rankings are out, and Alabama is in the field of 12 as of right now. They are ahead of Miami, and I think a lot of people should have saw this coming. And it's weird to me because there is right now a contingency of people online, especially people I respect in this industry, saying that Alabama should not have gotten into the college football playoffs, should not be in the college football playoffs. And they're just wrong as of right now because there's no team you could put ahead of them as of right now. Like, I get it if the argument's Miami because they have 2 losses, and you could just simply say if you only have 2 losses, you should be ahead of a team with 3 losses. That should be a rule, period. But there's a big contingency of people that believe it should be South Carolina or Ole Miss that is the team that should be ahead of Alabama. And that is blasphemy to me. That makes no sense to me. My point on them getting in over Miami has no ranked wins. And I think what not enough people talk about when you look at college football rankings, it's timing of losses. And I think Miami losing in their last game of the season gives the committee every excuse in the world to toss them to the side. And I think how many spots they fell was good enough because when BYU lost, they had them drop a monster amount of spots, right? So I think they validated it. You lose to Georgia Tech, you lose to Syracuse, you should have lost to Cal, you should have lost to Virginia Tech. The defense is atrocious, and they're on the outside looking in. It's going to be very, very tough for them to find a way to get in. I don't think they will find a way to get in. So I think Alabama will be that last team. Now, for the people saying South Carolina should be in over them is a terrible take. Alabama beats South Carolina. I don't care what the teams look like on the field right now. Alabama has the win over South Carolina. They're a bigger brand. They're going to be in over them. There's no argument that South Carolina should be in over them. They lost to LSU, that team Alabama beat. Alabama has better wins over Georgia. It's just the way it is, especially when you're South Carolina, who also has an L to Ole Miss that's right there on the bubble too. That doesn't help you either. Will Alabama get in? Because there is a world where Alabama might not get in if, let's say, Clemson defeats SMU in the ACC championship game. Clemson gets an automatic bid, and SMU will be sitting there at 11-2, and the discussion then will be 11-2 SMU or 9-3 Alabama. And I get it. Everyone, it's going to be split. There's going to be a lot of people that say 11-1 regular season, they just happen to lose in a conference championship game. They should be in the field. And the other half's going to say, though, 9-3 Alabama would kill SMU. They got to get in over SMU. And there's a world where maybe both sides are right at some certain points, right? But Alabama's a better team. I think everyone wants to see Alabama in. And if SMU loses to Clemson, SMU will not be in the college football playoffs. Alabama will still be in the college football playoffs because they can spin it where SMU lost to Clemson. Clemson got blown out by Georgia. Alabama has a win over Georgia. And especially if Georgia wins the SEC, Alabama's in 100 million %. They have a win over the SEC champion. That pulls a lot of weight. And when I say that, everyone's like, well, Ole Miss has a win over the SEC champion. Out of the 3 teams of South Carolina, Alabama, Ole Miss has the worst losses. And that's a fact. You can't lose to Kentucky. That's the worst loss out of any of the 3 of them have, in my opinion. Alabama's going to get in. They're going to get in. They're going to be the 11th seed. They're going to play the 6th seed. It's probably going to be who's going to be the 6th seed? It depends on what happens in Georgia, Texas. It depends on what happens in Penn State, Oregon. Assuming the favorites win, the 6th seed probably goes to Ohio State. And, actually, I don't know. Because you would think 5 would be Notre Dame. 6 might be Penn State. Maybe 5 would be Penn State, maybe 6 would be Notre Dame. It's going to be something like that in that range. If we get a weird where Georgia beats Texas and Texas goes to the 5, I don't know. It's going to be a good team. And they're going to have to go on the road, and I think they can win that game. It's going to be a very good game. That's going to be the game of the playoffs. That's going to be primetime ESPN 100 million percent. But Alabama's getting in. I think people just need to start realizing that, especially how the way they're formed right now. There's not going to be able to switch it because those teams don't play another game. Stop. Stop what this Alabama shouldn't be in. Who should they be in over? You could look at the losses. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. In my opinion, if you want to talk about people shouldn't be in to who they lost to, Notre Dame should not be in. Losing to Northern Illinois. I don't care what their record is, they shouldn't be in if they lost to Northern Illinois. So I don't want to hear the loss argument. Alabama is the best team out of Miami, Ole Miss, South Carolina. Alabama's the best team. They should be the 11th seed, and they should be in the college football playoffs. And whoever thought that the 12-team format would end controversy, it's not. And this is a weird year where there's no heavy hitter. There's no top 2 heavy hitters. Pretty much like 4 or 5 teams could win this national title. So there's always going to be controversy. And I think there now could be a world where we could see 16 because of this controversy, and then we just get no buys. I think they might switch to that. There's a for real possibility of that. We'll see, though. Ultimately, my name is Joshua. So if you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button. Should be an icon somewhere. Watch these videos that YouTube recommends or the playlist of all my college football videos. Alabama should be in the playoffs. My name is Joshua. Thank you.